Hello, welcome back to Friday Night Boxing. My name is Herbert Marimbo, and with me here on commentary is Mr. Leroy Piri. This is women's bantamweight division bout between Alice Mbewe in the red corner from Zambia up against Nestai in the blue corner from Zimbabwe. This tournament is organized by Manyuchi Sports Academy in partnership with Great Zimbabwe University, Exodus Boxing Academy, and Chipside Boxing Promotions. This has been dubbed the Zimbabwe vs Zambia boxing tournament at Phil Jen Country Lodges in Chivhu. Video brought to you by ZBC TV, courtesy of Video Promotions Africa.
Round number 1.
And there it is, we're underway here at Phil Jen Country Lodges in this women's bantamweight division bout between Alice Mbewe in the red corner up against Nestai Bondai in the blue corner. Of course, Alice Mbewe representing Zambia up against Nestai Bondai of Zimbabwe in the blue corner. It is, we're underway now, and let's see there. Alice now just throwing one or two combinations, and it seems as though Nestai is in a bit of trouble already, as you can see on the replay now. But big left hand coming through from Nestai. Alice now in a bit of trouble in terms of defensive footwork, but it's still very early in the match, and she has ample time to find a rhythm in this match. But she has to act quickly because the opponent is quite energetic. Big exchange of blows there at the middle of the ring. So far, Leo, what do you think about how the boxers are finding themselves in this match?
You can see actually that Alice Mbewe, the red corner, she looks like she's under control, because you can see that Nestai here, she's not actually using her reach, and the guard is bad, and the footwork, I don't know what's wrong with her. She looks like she's exhausted before the fight, because you can tell that Alice Mbewe, she's energetic. And as far as I'm concerned, looking at the fight is in here, in home, I was expecting like Nestai to come out, as the boss, she's energetic since she got all the crowd.
That's true. I think Netsai's morale is in jeopardy right now. Despite the fact that she's got the crowd behind her, she's struggling technically in this match to get an edge over the opponent. As you can see, the Alice now just trying to sneak in those small uppercuts during that clinch, and but Alice has potential to dominate the movement and the tempo of the match so far, but I think she's not utilizing it. And as Leroy just said, she looks fatigued even before we go far into this match, and that is at the end of the first round.
Yes, end of round.
And I don't know. What can you say going into the match, Leroy? What advice can you give to both boxers?
Actually, I would tell Alice Mbewe that the one in the red corner to actually fight close, and also to keep the press that she has, and the guard up. I also love the speed that she has. You can see that she's looking at the punches. She knows what's happening here. And I also tell Nestai that she should try to use that reach that she has, and the guard to put an up. Also, you can see that the punches are just going in, and she also has to use more footwork since she got the reach to keep her opponent away.
I agree with you. The technical aspect of this matchup is in jeopardy as it is right now, because both boxers are taking a bit too long to find proper rhythm in this match that can sustain them the whole way through. Of course, this is a professional boxing bout. We will go for 4 rounds, and there has to be a certain level of consistency if we're going to see the match going through all the way. The big punches coming through now from Alice Mbewe, and Nestai now just reluctant to put up a competent guard. It looks more like a fight rather than a boxing bout. Not too many calculations are being seen, and it's all about trying to take each other down. No one is really taking the time to find the target and lodge appropriate punches. And the action right now is, of course, it's exciting. The crowd is on their feet, but of course, technically speaking, from an analysis point of view, not much to see here. Tempo is quite slow, but a big punch is coming through there from Alice Mbewe. I think the fans also need to get behind the homegirl, that's Nestai Bondai. She needs their support right now. Good defensive technique coming through from Alice Mbewe up against the ropes, but popping and weaving through those punches. Very few managing to find the target. Struggling. That's Nestai Bondai. She's struggling to find the target, and she needs to move around a bit more. Instead of keeping the fight contained in that small little corner, she needs to move around, find space, control the movement of the match, so that perhaps she can find a target that can put the opponent down. Because of course, trying to go pound for pound with Alice Mbewe right now has been proving fruitless. What do you think about the movement, Leroy, in this match so far?
Actually, the movement, you can tell, like Nestai, she's having a bad footwork, because you can really see that actually when she's getting, especially like a left hook, when it lands, the way she's training, you can tell that herself personally, the balance is not enough there. And I don't like the defense that she's trying to use, whereby she's trying to fight back when the punches are missing. She should try to box away since she got the reach, because when you got the reach in boxing, you got the advantage, and if you don't use it, it becomes a disadvantage, because if you are fighting a shorter person, then you try to fight that person, your punches don't be that powerful, because she's short, isn't it? She's already close to you. On yourself, you can't stretch, but she can be stretched. So you can see that moment, like she threw a nice jab, a nice straight punch, but it was supposed to be followed with a straight right.
I agree with you, Leroy. The aspect of the other boxer being short means that you have to fight them away from you, because you have the opportunity to stretch when they are far from you, and because of their reach disadvantage, their punches can't get to you. So I think technically that's what we were talking about earlier, that in terms of technique, Nestai is not really calculating, because she's keeping Nestai close to her, and Nestai is short. She can use those uppercuts against Nestai, and those uppercuts are very powerful. They can put her down. And this is the third round in a 4-round bout, and the way I see it as it is now, Nestai is trailing here in terms of points and scoring punches. If she's to pick herself up, I think she has to improve her attacking formation and technique as well. The movement is a bit okay in terms of attack, but defensively her footwork is poor. She has to find a rhythm in this match, because Alice is attacking very well, and she's utilizing those mistakes that Nestai is making. Oh, and a big left hand coming through there from Nestai Bondai, and Alice has found herself on the ground. Like you always say, Lero, it only takes one punch to change the whole match. And looking at that punch, what do you think about Alice's defensive technique?
Actually, that punch from Nestai, it was a calculated punch, because you can see where it landed. But I think it was also because of Alice. She was relaxing now, because she could see like she's under control. She is under control of the fight, so she was relaxed at that time. But you know how it is. Like I always say, it's only one punch that can change the fight, and it's just happened right now. As you can see that when you're looking at the fight, you can tell like Alice is going to knock Nestai down, but instead she received that knockdown.
I think that has boosted Nestai's confidence in this match so far. And I think if she maintains that pace of fighting, that good strength, and that ability to find the target and launch the punch that hits the target, I think she'll find herself as the winner here. But I think she has adopted the right approach in terms of going for a knockout instead of points, because on points is trailing. And I don't see this match being a draw. It's very difficult to get a draw in boxing, but anything can happen. And I think going into this next round, if I was in Nestai's corner, that's the kind of advice I'll be giving. I don't know about you, Lilo. What are your sentiments for both boxers?
Actually, for the corner Nestai there, that's the one with blue corner, the one from Zimbabwe. I would actually, telling her the fight here, comes to points. You are behind. We expect more of you to now to box. Use that reach of yours. Jab, move around. Throwing 1-2. Because once you show your opponent that you got it. I'm telling you, she will not try to come in. To box way close to you. I also tell Alice there, the one in the red corner, the one from Zambia. I also tell her what you got. There's more punches that you are receiving. Throwing, and we expect that pressure to keep on. but you have to be careful, like that guard, you have to stay up in the footwork, like moving sideways to make sure that Nestai doesn't find their way, to the targets.
I agree with you. There was a big punch that came through from Alice Mbewe, a big number 2 there that Nestai looked like a bobblehead. They saw her head moving backwards, back and forth, and I think those kinds of punches are the ones that will earn Alice this match, and all she has to do going into this match is stand her ground, defend, and I think she has this one in the bag. But of course, Nestai still has a very big opportunity to win this one. Like you said, she has to go into with the mentality of a knockout, because if she tries to go for points, I think she's behind. And as it is now, going into this round, this fourth and final round, Alice was very well prepared, and she came out of the corner, guns blazing, and she has been quite in a frenzy of throwing punches, and they've been landing quite well. And again, Nestai finds herself on the backdrop here. All she has to do, at Alice, is to just defend, stand her ground to the end of the match. You see there, Nestai just trying to stick to the basics 1 and 2, but like we said, because of her height advantage, she has to keep Alice at a distance so that she can fully find her stretch. Her stretch is where the power is, that's where all the sting is. But she's trying to fight her at close combat, which is very risky for her right now, because if that uppercut comes through from Alice, and Alice is very quick, she's much quicker than Nestai. If that uppercut comes through, I guarantee you that Nestai will find herself up against the canvas facing this guy. And there it is, the bout is over. And what do you think, Leroy? If you were to score this one, what would you say?
Actually, you can see that Alice, she was aware of the punch. You can see that jab, and she steps in with the right hand. And you can see that instead of Nestai to step out and using that reach that she has, she was actually most time receiving punches. And you can see the way she was stepping forward. She was stepping forward into the punches instead of herself to jab out of the punches.
Just a reminder that this tournament was organized by Charles Manyuchi Sports Academy in partnership with the Great Zimbabwe University, Exodus Boxing Academy, Gypside Boxing Promotions, and this tournament has been dubbed the Zimbabwe vs Zambia Boxing Tournament at Fujian Canto Lodges in Chivhu. The video brought to you by ZBC TV, courtesy of Video Promotions Africa. My name is Herbert Marembo, and with me here is Mr. Leroy Piri.
By unanimous decision, Alice Mbewe.
And there is the winner by judges' unanimous decision is Alice Mbewe. I think that was quite an obvious call. Not enough punch coming through from Nestai Bondai today.